Hey everyone, ever wonder what it was like for our earliest ancestors? We often imagine them as fierce hunters, mastering their environment, right? But what if I told you that for a very, very long time, the earliest humans weren't the hunters, they were the hunted? Yeah, it's true. Imagine being born into a world where everything bigger than you wanted to eat you. Sounds intense, doesn't it? For millions of years, our ancient relatives, the early hominins, were basically at the bottom of the food chain. Think about it, a tasty, relatively slow-moving snack for some seriously massive and terrifying predators. This wasn't just a tough break, this was a major force shaping our evolution. Being prey meant that surviving wasn't just about being strong. It was about being smart, adaptable, and most importantly, about sticking together. It pushed us to evolve things like cooperation, which, let's be honest, is pretty vital to human society today. So who were these terrifying landlords of the prehistoric savanna? Oh, you name it. They were probably trying to munch on our ancestors. We're talking about hyenas, some of which were the size of bears. Can you imagine? Not your average spotted hyena, but a giant bone-crushing beast. Then there were the big cats, like the menacing Dinophilus and the sleek Homotherium. Crocodiles, other mega-sized carnivores, reptiles, and even huge raptors soaring overhead were all potential threats. Leopards, in particular, have been identified as common predators of primates. And they still are to this day. And we're not just guessing about this. We have fossil evidence, real proof, dating back as far as 7 million years. This evidence clearly shows that primates, including our direct early human ancestors, were frequently dinner for these apex predators. One of the most fascinating discoveries involves AI analysis of Homo habilis fossils. For a long time, we thought Homo habilis was this trailblazing hunter, making tools and starting to dominate. But AI has actually revealed bite marks on some Homo habilis fossils, specifically from felids or cats. There's even evidence of leopard bite marks embedded in a hominin skull. Talk about a humbling discovery, right? There's also a skull cap fragment of a juvenile Paranthropus, robustus, found in a South African cave. This little guy, who lived between 1.8 and 1.3 million years ago, had puncture marks that perfectly match leopard bite marks. It's a chilling reminder of the daily dangers our ancestors faced. And in another South African cave called Dromolen, dating back 2 to 1.5 million years ago, they found remains of Dinophilus, modern leopards, and chasmoporthetes, all living in close proximity to early hominins. It paints a vivid picture of a very dangerous neighborhood. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Around 2 million years ago, something started to change. The rate at which hominins were being preyed upon began to decrease compared to other primates. This wasn't some cosmic coincidence. It was likely linked to the development of unique human abilities. Think about it: sharing information about where predators were lurking, warning each other, developing communication. These things made a huge difference. Now, about Homo habilis again. While some researchers still see them as the early tool makers, who started to turn the tables, the evidence suggests they were still very much preyed upon. This has led to some really exciting questions. For example, Homo erectus, another early human species, lived alongside Homo habilis. So who was really making those tools? Who was truly starting to hunt and scavenge? The lines are a bit blurrier than we once thought. One of the biggest game changers for our ancestors was the emergence of social behavior. When you're part of a group, you're much harder prey. More eyes and ears to spot danger, more hands to defend, and eventually, the power of collective intelligence. Homo demonstrated increased behavioral flexibility and cooperative interactions, which allowed them to adapt. Poor Paranthropus, on the other hand, couldn't adapt in the same way and eventually went extinct. It's a powerful lesson in the survival of the most adaptable, not just the strongest. Modern technology, like AI, is even helping us uncover more secrets. AI is being used to analyze bone, surface damage, and identify the specific patterns of tooth marks left by different predators. This gives us incredible new insights into these ancient predator-prey relationships, helping us understand the struggles and triumphs of our ancestors with more clarity than ever before. Of course, the story doesn't end with hominins just being prey. Eventually, we started to turn the tables. Hominins began consuming meat from large animals at least 2.6 million years ago. This wasn't just a dietary change, it was an evolutionary leap. Meat provided more calories and nutrients, giving us the energy to develop bigger brains and more complex behaviors. The selective pressure to consume these high-value foods became immense. We even have evidence that Homo erectus and Homo neanderthalensis coexisted with, and may have hunted rhinoceroses. Now, imagine hunting a rhinoceros with primitive tools. That's a dangerous game. So it's also highly probable that our ancestors were excellent scavengers. Finding a freshly deceased rhino would have been like hitting the jackpot. Numerous rhino skulls and bones have been found in caves where hominins lived, suggesting they were indeed scavenging meat and even detaching parts of these massive animals. While direct butchery marks on rhino fossils are rare, we do find cut marks on other large animals like elephants, buffaloes, and deer. This tells us that early hominins absolutely had the capability to harvest meat from large animals. It's entirely possible they killed and butchered rhinos, without leaving obvious marks on the bones too. So while it's a far cry from our image of early humans, as always dominant, the truth is, for a very long time, we were prey. But this challenging reality is what pushed us to become the cooperative, intelligent, and adaptable species we are today. It's a testament to the incredible resilience and ingenuity of our ancestors. Pretty wild, right? What do you think about this reversal of traditional history? Let me know in the comments.